What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. What's poppin'? All right, y'all. Today I got you a cute, short, and sweet what's poppin' because there's only a few things we need to talk about. So let's go ahead and get started. Just a little bit of old news. So last week, Morgan Freeman, 16 women came out in a CNN article saying that they were sexually harassed by Morgan Freeman. Now, some of the charges included everything from him saying, little snide comments to them, or rubbing them on their lower back, or asking them do they have on undergarments, things of this nature. Now, we all know that Morgan Freeman has got into some trouble in the past because it said that him and his wife broke up because he was having an affair with his step-granddaughter. That's right, his step-granddaughter. So they're not blood related, but they still related, and it's still nasty as hell, saying that they got in a car accident, that she was giving the man, oral. It was just a lot going on with the whole conversation, okay? He was already questionable. So when it first came out, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I commented on somebody's Facebook page. I'm not surprised because of all the other stuff that I heard. But later on, they have a reporter that comes out, and goes on CNN and talks about how, she was interviewing him and his co-stars for a movie. It's the one about the heist. I can't remember. Basically, that he was saying to her things like, "You're so ripe," and "I wish I was there." Things of this nature, because she was 6 months pregnant at the time. She decides to show this clip, and when she shows the clip, his co-star, Morgan Freeman's co-star, says that he accidentally said that, asked somebody if they were pregnant, or told them congratulations on their pregnancy, and the woman wasn't pregnant. And Morgan Freeman responds and says, "I wish I was there." He's clearly not talking to her. He's not even looking at the woman. She's saying, look at his eyes, and he's looking at her, but I don't see it, girl, and it's all you got. Morgan Freeman put out a statement saying that he was sorry if he did anything wrong, and he never intends to hurt anybody or offend anyone or whatever the case may be. He just didn't know what he was doing. Then after this video comes out, he puts out another statement to CNN saying that this is what you got. Basically, he wants CNN to retract the story. He feels like, this is wrong for them trying to ruin his career behind these unfounded rumors. Now, I have read that some of the other women have said that CNN misrepresented what they said in the article. So, who knows if these allegations are true or not. If this is what the evidence is based on, I don't see it. But that's why I said in previous videos that these things need to be properly investigated, because y'all, we can't be just ruining everybody's career because one person might feel like you was trying to hit on them. Like, no, it has to be some type of clear, definitive what is sexual harassment. Now, Morgan Freeman, them old, so old man, he'll say some slick stuff to you. But, I'm sure, I don't know. I'm not going to speak for him because I don't know him. It's just a tricky situation. It's dicey. I don't know, y'all. This Me Too movement thing, this is going to be interesting to see how all these cases start to play out. So tell me what you thought about this whole Morgan Freeman mess that happened last week. Kim Kardashian is back in the news because she recently went to go visit Trump about prison reform. That's right, prison reform. Now, more specifically, she's going for this woman's case. I don't remember the woman's name, but she was in jail for being a part of a drug ring, and it was her first time drug offense, and she's sentenced to life. And so she's trying to help this woman, and it was the other girl, in Florida that shot her boyfriend. Shot her pimp after he had, used and abused her for many, many years. She's also in prison. I think Kim Kardashian is helping those. So, I'm not going to be a hater and say that Kim shouldn't help, but I mean, it depends on whether they were talking about this particular case or prison reform in general, because I don't think Kim is qualified to speak to anybody on prison reform, and I don't think anything is going to come from this meeting. I mean, you got basically a porn star, a racist, and some Klansmen, okay, meeting, talking about locking people up. You had nobody there who was actual prisoner, nobody there who was an actual guard, nobody there who actually worked in administration in prison, that could tell you the problems and the ins and outs and really come to some type of solutions. It's ridiculous. You got reality TV stars going to I know Donald Trump tweeted something about, when Obama paraded, he did parade a lot of stars through the house, but all those stars that he paraded through the house were people who had lived in environments that were, whatever pertaining, whatever they had to talk to him about. So they wanted to help him and inform him. Jay-Z done been poor before. Kendrick Lamar has been poor before. Okay, Kim Kardashian has no idea what it's like for anybody to go to jail or be poor at no point in her life. So she's not qualified to go up there and speak. It's a nice thing to do, but ain't nothing gonna happen. It is what it is. So that's how I feel about that whole thing. Now, Kim Kardashian, she also got involved in another fight with Rhymefest. If you don't know who Rhymefest is, he wrote a lot of Kanye West's earlier music, like Jesus Walks, for example. Kanye has basically gave control over Donda's House, an organization which his mother started to help the youth in Chicago, and he gave control to this person. Now, Kim says, it was some misappropriation, some things going on that wasn't right, so Kanye pulled out of it, and now she feels like, why you saying Kanye not contribute to it, because he pulled out of it and everything was supposed to be cool. Now, what I don't understand, and it came up, how the whole thing started was, it was the Drake Pusha T beef when Drake sent Pusha T the invoice for reviving his career. Rhymefest chimed in and said, well, when you get your money, can you give some to Donda's House? Because Kanye West don't care. And so this is when Kim, went on a rant saying, you just mad, you got throughout the studio. It came out very high school, very childish. I'm not going to lie to you. And then he responded to her in a very adult way, basically saying, girl, you ain't never even been down here. It was low-key light shade that you don't even know his mama, X, Y, and Z. After that is when she tweeted all the stuff about him, them taking over an organization, them having the money. It just sounds like something that you, as Kim Kardashian, just need to stay out of it, because she also said she's going to make it her duty to have her kids. Girl, your kids don't know nothing about Chicago. You got a whole child named Chicago. She don't know nothing about no damn Chicago. Okay, they not going to, what make you think they going to want to go and help them people, and they live in Calabasas and have their whole life, they have absolutely no connection to them whatsoever. And for you as a white woman to say you're going to take something away from somebody, girl, I can't get behind that, Kim. Mind your business. You got to know how I wouldn't just sit there and eat your food, okay? Like everybody said. Everybody on Twitter was telling you to sit there and just eat your food. That's what you should have did. Girl, she's doing too much. So, Twitter quickly tore her ass apart. Telling her to mind her business. This is between two grown men that had a relationship way before you ever came into the picture. So that was that whole thing. Now, after that, Donda's House said that they were going to change their name. They're not going to be associated with Kanye West or his brand anymore. They're going to continue to do the work, and they will be letting all their partners know what's up. So that's that. That's the end of that. And I think that's probably the best thing, because you don't want to be associated and sensationalized with all this mess. And you don't want people using what you do in your good work to get notoriety off if they ain't got nothing to do with it. Because in my opinion, if he had pulled out or not, it's irregardless. Y'all, irregardless is not a word. It's still your mother's foundation, and you would think that as a person who got a whole child named Chicago and stay hollering about Chicago and what somebody ain't do or do for Chicago, that you would still be involved in some type of way. If not the type of way with just you got some celebrity friends that's gonna drop by, talk to the kids, keep them motivated, things like this. And you ain't necessarily have to give money, but you would think he would care about an organization that was founded by his mother, whether he was financially involved or not. But who am I? We'll see what happens with that whole situation. Weekend DNS, we have the beef that has been heard, child, around the world. I'm about tired of this. I'm a little bit over it. It's kind of like a Nicki Minaj Cardi B thing. I'm a little bit over it. Nobody really knows how this beef started. I'm sure it's something that we all are not privy to, but basically what had happened was, apparently in the past, Drake has really idolized Pusha T. I'm not really a Pusha T fan. I don't listen to his music. I don't, child, I wouldn't know him from nobody, okay? So I'm just giving you what I read and what I understand. He was a fan of Pusha T. I don't know what has happened between them to make them fall out or them not care for each other. I'm not sure. So right now we at the point where Pusha T's new album just came out. He dropped a song called Infrared, and in that song he takes some shots at Drake, talking about Quentin, different things of this nature. Then Pusha T goes on to The Breakfast Club and talks to them about, Drake not right, and he do what he do. He don't want to be in the same category with him. Basically saying, he fake, he not a real rapper, he don't write his own stuff, X, Y, Z. So to this, Drake responds with a freestyle called Duppy. So in this, he just basically says, you act like you so dope for Escobar, you so dope to college kids, you not as hard as you say you are. He took some shots at him. It was good. Everybody was like, okay, Drake. I kind of felt like maybe because of Meek Mill, Drake kind of got ahead of himself a little bit. He's a little overconfident. Now to this song, Pusha T responds with the story of Adidon. Now, the picture, let's start with the picture. The picture is Drake in blackface. Now, I just want to say this for everybody who say that black people should be able to wear blackface and, it was the artistic statement. Like, I get it. Drake put out a statement saying that the picture was a part of artwork where they were trying to, display the struggle of the black man in the acting world, being portrayed as caricatures, typecast, that type of thing. So I get that. But I just want to say for the record and forevermore, now and forevermore, blackface is never, ever, ever a good idea. And nobody should ever do it. It's never going to come across the way you want it to come across because the image is shocking. And you're too busy being shocked, okay, to get the message that you're trying to send. I'm just trying to tell y'all, the shit is just ain't going to work. Like, just, I understand. Like, I get it. But I still just would prefer if nobody wore blackface. Like, we really need to just let it go. Like, you can make whatever point you had to make without putting it on your face. I cannot, okay? So, he had on blackface in the picture. So, the song basically exposes Drake. It talks about this secret child that I'm surprised y'all didn't know about this already. This has been talked about on Fameless. This is not new news. So, apparently he have some baby mama that's not really that cute in the face. And then now it's been said that she has signed up for Real Mistresses of Atlanta and all this type of stuff. But anyway, she's like an escort. She's been with several high-profile athletes, rappers. Imani Shumpert got wrapped up in the mess too. And this is his baby's mother, and he's been taking care of her, you know, giving her hush money or whatever. First of all, I don't think that Drake is obligated to tell us that he have a baby, but okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, he could just want to keep that to himself and not tell the whole wide world. But, you know, maybe because he's a public figure, maybe, I don't know. It's hard for me to say we have the right to know if you have a baby. You should tell everybody in the world. You know, I'm not sure. I don't know. You know, maybe, but I do think, you know, he might, if he hiding it from us, that this could take away from his good guy image. Because, you know, Drake has this good guy image. So, he got a baby. And he basically takes shots at his mom, says his mom keep taking L's, and his dad never married his mom, and you know, things like this. Multiple sclerosis, him about being black, his hair not nap enough, and you know, all of this stuff. So it's real, you know, it's real hard. He came back real strong. And a lot of people was like he went too far, but I'm like, child, I'm old. So, you know, I grew up in the days of no Vaseline and ether. And you know, things, what's the Tupac one, y'all? I can't remember the name of the Tupac one. That's probably the worst one. I mean, you know, 50 Cent would have got the found the little boy, and the mama took him to the mall, took him shopping, okay, and took pictures with them, and then put out the diss song. Like, this is nothing. This is lights. And I'm feeling right now is Drake, maybe he just needs to take this L and be quiet. Because if he come back, he gonna have to come back strong and hard. And it's already been a few days. So, you know, if he was going to respond, it should have been faster than that. You got to be quicker than that. So, now that a few days has passed, I don't think he's going to respond. I think he's going to do just like Nicki Minaj did with the whole Remy thing and just not say anything. Because Pusha T don't seem like somebody you want to play with in that area. Okay? So, tell me what y'all think about this whole, you know, beef with Drake and Pusha T. And it's just so, you know, machismo. Roseanne got cancer, y'all. So Roseanne decided she was gonna hop her ass on Twitter and start talking noise, talking about all type of political stuff, right? All type of different things. And then finally she ended up calling one of Obama's old aides a baby, a cross between the Muslim Brotherhood, or offspring, the Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes, something like that, had a baby. Bitch, what? So ABC, whose president is a black woman, swiftly and professionally snatched that show down off the TV. Now, Sarah Gilbert came out and said, listen, we ain't got nothing to do with what she said. That's ignorant as hell. Wanda Sykes quit immediately. Okay, and Roseanne later on that night went on a tirade saying don't apologize for her, what she did was wrong. But after people started supporting her, she started getting gassed up. Then she started blaming other people like it's Wanda Sykes' fault. If she wouldn't have left, then you know the network got scared and that's why they canceled the show. No, girl, they canceled the show because you ran your mouth and you should have shut up. You messed up everybody's bag, sis. Everybody, yours and all the hundreds of people who worked on that show. It's real sad, but y'all got to learn how to be racist at your house. Like, I don't understand why people don't understand this. And for people who say, you know, she should be able to say what she want to say, you know what? If Colin Kaepernick could lose his whole career because he couldn't say, he didn't actually say nothing because he can't quietly protest and have his views and have his opinions, and he worked for a private entity, guess what? She worked for a private entity too. And they can't fire whoever they want to if they're not representing their brand correctly. So, she got to face the consequences too. You can't have it both ways. You can't be able to say what you want to say and not get reprimanded. And other people can't say what they want to say and not get reprimanded. If you work in the entertainment business, maybe you should stick to acting like they tell the athletes to just stick to sports. I'm just saying. Roseanne is canceled, figuratively and literally canceled. She ignorant as hell. Like, I have no idea what happened to this woman. She did not used to be the way she is. I understand being a disillusioned Democrat. I understand, you know, not believing in the party that you used to support anymore. But to go so extreme to the left, to like racist land, and it's just ignorant to me that people say, well, you know, you shouldn't get mad about that. Or that's not racist. You know, we are 90-something% genetically just like shut the fuck. It's like a million examples of racism. Like, and especially monkeys and all that type of stuff. Comparisons to people to apes and monkeys. Like, you're a comedian. My thing is, you should know better. You should know better, girl. So, I don't feel sorry for her, not one bit. She can go sit her ass down somewhere. I do feel like it's a shame that the show got taken off of TV, although I wasn't watching it. I know a lot of people who was, and they said it was a pretty good representation of middle America. You had her, who was an extreme Trump supporter, and then some of the other people on the show were not. And, you know, you get that mixed view, that worker, you know, middle class working view or whatever. And because I do believe that, you know, conversations need to be had and other perspectives need to be heard. We can't just shut out everybody who don't agree with us or who don't think like we do. I think that's an ignorant thought. So for people to say, well, why was Wanda Weiss on the show, or why did they green light the show in the first place? I think that, you know, just because I have an opinion does not mean that other people can't have an opinion too. And I'm not going to silence them because I don't want them to silence me. So those people voted for that man. They voted for him for a reason. And the reason, we don't want to listen to the reason because we think they ignorant. We think they, you know, they're irrelevant. But they are relevant, and they're relevant enough to elect the president. So for somebody to say, well, why did they green light the show? Because guess what? That show had 18 million people watching it. So clearly somebody wanted to see it. Is all I'm saying. So yeah, it's gone now though. So I mean, you know, and I ain't sad about it. It is what it is. Other than people losing their job, child, I don't really care. What your child think about this Roseanne mess? Tiffany Haddish is getting sued by her ex and his mama. Okay, behind what she put in that book. So in the book, she says that he beat her in X, Y, and Z. And later on, when she said she was reading the audio book, she noticed that the ghostwriter did embellish some things in the book. So basically, they're saying that he did not beat her, and she said that his mama beat him. That's why he beat her. And mama said, I ain't beat him, and we finna take you to court. I ain't mad at him. You can't be lying on people, girl, messing up people's reputation. I understand you famous. I understand all of that. But you can't, you know, sacrifice people's reputation for what you trying to do. So she getting sued, and it is what it is. I'm sure they'll settle because I'm sure it's just a little money situation. No big deal, right, girl? Go on, get the people a little money. Other news, reality TV news, Basketball Wives is still trash. They act like they 10 years old, and it's just hard for me to watch. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's very hard. Evelyn is terrible. I can't stand her. She's a mean girl. But, you know, people like that mean stuff. So I'm sure she'll be around forever. Jen gonna get her head bust in because she body. Okay, whenever Evelyn there to put a battery in her back. But when Evelyn ain't around, she apologetic. So we'll see how that goes. Quad and her husband are getting a divorce. I heard it's supposed to be starting to get kind of nasty. I can see that being a nasty divorce. They don't really look like they like each other. They never really did look like they liked each other. So that's what's going on with Married to Medicine. I heard that Kenya Moore got fired from The Real Housewives. She did not get her return letter. So when they were talking about Phaedra getting fired, or not Phaedra, when they were talking about Kim not getting a letter and Sheree not getting a letter, that she was actually just pretending. I know that on Michelle A.T. Alien has a channel on YouTube, and I watched like 5 seconds of it, and she was saying that that she didn't get the letter, and she was just pretending or whatever. So that tea came out a little bit earlier too. And that's it. I don't really watch Black King Crew, y'all, so I catch it every once in a while. I know who the people are, but I'm not really watching it this week. But do you think I should? Y'all let me know about that in the comments. All right, y'all, that's all I got today. So y'all have a blessed weekend. Today is the last day of school for me. Look around my room. If you want to look and see, look at that. Totally empty. This is my classroom. Totally empty classroom. Totally empty. So I'm just waiting for them to come and get my big furniture so I can get out of here. So Let me know what y'all thought about this video. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video, y'all. We trying to get these subscribers up. All right, so share my video with all your friends. I will holler at y'all later. If you want to follow me on anything, you can follow me at whoisaprildawn on Twitter, on Snapchat, on Instagram. It's all the same now, at whoisaprildawn. So I will holler at y'all next time. Have a blessed week. Peace.